to the next patch notes for Clockwork Empires. This is going to be patch version 37, and it's March 2015, and I've made it really small. Don't tell the Ministry. This is definitely going to be rum. There's one of the patch notes is that there's actually a new rum bottle. It's one of the major patch notes. This is very, very interesting. But no, they're actually the bandits, and it's about cultists as well. Come out of full screen mode. So, I just want to show you there what we've got. We have. I just wanted to first of all go into the trail progress update because it actually made me chuckle a little bit. We've got 89% project progress and 59% playable progress. A brief update here, which I'll go into more detail later. But project timeline went through concept proposed, official start, first announcement, early access, beta. Upcoming, and honestly, we still need to figure out exactly what a beta actually means nowadays, if anything. That's what it was initially. Recently, this has been added. Update. A helpful person wrote an extremely detailed explanation of what beta means and politely submitted it to our contact email. We're now complete in our understanding of what beta means, so there's no longer a need to email us. We really do appreciate the effort that went into this. Even if the statement which provoked it was slightly facetious, it must be conceded that an ironic tone does not necessarily express well via development report text, which is, as one can only expect, completely serious at all times, especially now. It made me chuckle. It's just the way they are. Someone's literally just emailed them in with probably quite a long email to tell them exactly what a beta is or is not, because thinking these people here were not actually aware of what one was. Now clearly it's just because betas are just all over the place nowadays. You know, the past couple of years, a beta can be anything. It used to be kind of the final version before the final kind of major version before release. Nowadays, it does not mean that at all. So that's kind of what they were aiming for. But whoever sent the email in did not quite understand that. But still, version 37, or at 89% and 59%. So, on to the patch notes. Let's zoom in a little bit for all the people with issues with eyesight. You know you're out there. Major features. Lots of engine rendering and AI optimizations, new character skill system, revamped resource harvesting UI, lots of new cult and bandit events, an icon added for a single bottle of rum. Very important. So, the engine. Optimization. Removed unnecessary matrix calculations from renderer backend. Rework all code for handling of static props to use flat arrays for cache efficiency, and fix zone decals, farms, graveyards, roads, ? Now correctly rendered and seen spaces volumetric decals. They did do a separate dev blog about this one actually. That's something else. Here. Optimizing of the AI. Pretty much what was happening is it was all built on people having maybe 30 or 40 or whatever people, whereas now because they're getting more and more into the mid game, they've actually started having people with like 70 or so colonists, they say here, and so it meant that everything should be running under 100 milliseconds to do stuff. But that was starting to make it go over 100 milliseconds. So they actually optimize what was going on. And one thing, instead of making the graphics more impressive, they actually optimized the actual code behind the game. So there's unnecessary dependency checking. That means is that the people, you can read there whilst I'm speaking if you want to, but pretty much if someone had a weapon, they would be going through every check, pretty much everything they could be doing. So it would be drop weapon. But the first thing they have to do is, do they have a weapon? So if they didn't actually have a weapon, they're still checking, drop the weapon. So that was just causing extra things to be done. So now what they actually have tick boxes that have ticked or unticked to say, do they have a weapon? Yes or no. If they do, then allow the get rid of the weapon. If they don't actually have a weapon at all, you don't even check should they be dropping the weapon for whatever reason. It doesn't matter, they don't have one. So that's saved quite a bit there apparently. Unnecessary round trips to and from the LUA. It's all about stockpile code, and it's a big issue. And it's a big issue here. Sorry, it's a big issue there. I mean, so there's two massive issues which do the LUA. They've got rid of quite a lot of it, which is good. It's all codey stuff, so I won't actually go into it. But also guessing all the objects in a region with a certain tag and then ignoring the tag. So they basically search everywhere for something, as opposed to just a little square, which is probably more notable. So I've done that now, which makes it a lot more efficient. Yes, that's that one done. Lovely. Human characters. Add a middle class character skills, resource collection, carpentry, smithing, cooking, science, farming, construction and repair. Another dev blog. Now they're trying to add more personality to people. They're trying to make it more interesting for people to actually just follow. And it's one of the things that we fed back, that we want people to actually, we want to be able to follow. We want actually a story for the characters. So we're not just saying this is person A, this is person B. We want Gilbert Golden Thump to actually be a proper person who progresses, becomes bigger in skill base or whatever, and when he dies he's actually a loss to people. So now people have these different skills. and they're terrible, 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 terrible. Not terrible. Yes, yes. And what this affects, well, I'll start at actually how they get it. They're basically like an experience pool in the back end. People effectively level up based on what they do. So if he does carpentry quite a lot, his skill will level up, level up, level up. As it levels up, they get better, and getting better means that you can actually do things faster. Now, if you do things faster, it's brilliant. It also means that they should be able to use more advanced tools. So I'm assuming at first you'd have things for carpentry like just the workbench, and then you'd have the power saw. At the moment you can use both. I'm assuming in future you probably couldn't use the power saw until you are at least, I don't know, quite good. Or spiffing, maybe. Using British words there. The just make sure that the processing power behind that isn't too much. They are only allowing it for middle class and above, so basically overseers and above, supervisors and above. And it's twofold for that. One is for the processing power, but the other one really is because it's Victorian times. We don't really care about the lower class people. They're just there to do the work. That's what it says around there. So basically, the lower class actually just run at a rate of the overseer. So you have one overseer and you have 4 or 5 people underneath them. Just got to do the skills for the one person at the top. The other 4 will also be at that skill level effectively. Basically, he's just a better leader, is the way you look at it in that sense. And here's where they talk about the different type of machinery. Done. So, going to a bit more detail. Just repeat some of that. That is a skill progression system. Job time reduction based on skill level is not fully implemented yet, but also it's quite slow. It's going to take a long time to actually get your levels at the moment. They're going to be fine-tuning that over time. A whole mess of professional specific character models have been hooked up, so pretty much whichever the overseer is proficient in, they will actually, D&D term, they will actually pretty much dress as that kind of thing. Optimization. Characters won't attempt to fulfill dependencies they don't need. I mentioned that already. So it says stoning tools when they don't need them, or fleeing from monsters when there's actually none around. Invite to cult feedback said it was trying to form a new cult. If a cult doesn't have a shrine and has over 3 members or equal or more than 3 members, it will attempt to build a shrine. Sorry, I'm very much used to reading it as being equals and then the plus. Colonists will now be woken up by gunshots, melee fighting, and explosions based on distance from source of sound rather than damage to target, which I do get. If a person here with the gun, a person here gets shot, and you're all asleep around here, you're not really going to wake up from the gunshot. But all these things should cause this thing here to call out quite loudly. If you get hit with a gun or a fist or an explosion, you're going to squeal, you're going to shout out, you're going to say, God damn it, and that's still going to wake these people up. You're going to start writhing around in pain. So I kind of understand what they said, but I still think they should keep that on, maybe to a lesser extent. Unless when a fish person gets shot, there's just no sounds. Embrace Eldritch Visions. Action now actually plays a variety of animations, which is just pretty cool, really. Weighted down the appeal of admire painting, find machinery, implement of science jobs. So basically, just will not do it as often or for as long. And actually, just interject here. I just want to say that this is this 37. I will, because I know some people are putting a Peter off near the end. I probably won't hear this. Version 37, I will be doing a playthrough of because it's done 2 patches. I'm going to try and do like 1 every 2 patches. A lot of optimizations, should be able to get further into the game. Brilliant. This weekend I'm going to try and get 1 in. If not, it'll be every Sunday after that. I'm just exceptionally busy with work right now. So I might not be able to get anything in, but I will try my best. But I'll definitely be doing 1 for version 37, so do keep your eyes open. Medicinals. Laudanum, Sulfatonic have a chance to remove the desire to form a cult from maddened colonists. So, I'll read more of these afterwards, but basically, there's 2 things in this devlog they did. One was about booze, and how it just was not working properly, is that people just had drink like 4 bottles of whiskey. Bam, gone. A, it would kill them, and B, it was too costly. It took so long to make them, it didn't really do much. So what they've done now is they've made different versions. You've got brewed, which is more like beer. It's just something you just have for the sake of it. Distilled is hard liquor. It's used to actually make you feel better or to change your memory, so to speak. Medicinals is used to actually fix you, which is basically fix madness. They kind of play on that is Victorian, or lack of knowledge. They don't really want to go down that too much, but it's what they're saying they are doing. So basically, as well, to go with that, the cult side of things was that previously, before the last patch, you would conversations about things generally would then sometimes cause people to start just becoming into cults, because cultists, because they would somehow talk about something that was negative or something that distressed them, or about cultist activities. They would then go a bit mad, and they would then create one. So basically, they're saying is that made you not want people to talk to each other. So what they do now is they make it much more likely, as in the last patch as well, to actually have cults. But cults aren't necessarily a terrible thing. You can kind of decide if you want to just fully persecute them, if you want to fully shut them down. I mean, if you want to sort of let them be completely, or if you want to just sort of control them slightly, you can. And so what you can do is actually it says here, flood a cult with laudanum, and so that will actually cure madness. If they're not actually mad, they will actually do anything cultishness. Do anything cultish? Yep. So you can kind of control it a little bit there. Depends on how you want to do it. And also you can destroy shrines. So they're going to try and make a shrine wherever they can. You can destroy them. It will anger them. If once there's no more cultists in that cult, it will end. So it's up to you. Do you want to get rid of the cultists, or do you want to keep them? Now, for me, I think you'd always want to keep at least one or two different cults around, just to keep people having their madness kind of satiated, as opposed to killing them. But it's down to you. But it really is designed that you kind of want at least one, just to sort of keep things going, rather than just having everyone else dead. So that was the last of the dev box of this month. Cults will now select the most hardcore members to be a new leader if their old cult leader dies. Excellent. Oh, colonists inspired to start a cult already in a cult won't start a new cult. Makes sense. A cult will end if all members are dead. Cultists will now attempt to worship at cult shrines each night. Non-cultists witnessing that will become upset. Cultists witnessing it will become happy. Cultists will be, so basically it makes you want to just destroy any sort of cult activity near your base, but let it happen around elsewhere. It's fine. Cultists, because then they'll become happy. So if they're happy, they're easier to manage. They don't really want as much because they're happy. So it's basically a free happiness buff. So as long as they don't become too crazy, it's all good. Cultists will become rationally happy if they do any sort of cult things. A colonist religion description string will update if they join a cult. A cult murder reactivated. So it was taken out in the last patch. Whilst they're trying to sort this out, they're now saying it's been reactivated. They will murder people, but they will not flee from justice because, to be fair, they are doing it for their god. They don't care about law. It's for the god. Cult will request permission to build a shrine the first time, allowing players to tolerate or persecute cult shrines. So that it becomes down to you. It's like your first step of deciding how we're going to deal with shrines or cults, I guess. You can change it later on. I'm pretty sure you can. I need to look into that, but yeah, it's just to give you an idea in that sense, an idea of power. Shrines can be destroyed by any damage source, and cultists will be angered if their shrine is destroyed by any means. And it's more character names and stockpile hoarding jobs utility with tank due to distance calculation. Combat and military. Optimization, improved speed of time soldiers spend checking alarm queue queries, so they check it a lot more often, a lot more quickly. Improved speed of time spent checking for hostiles. I think that's been able to be done because they've reduced all the issues with the other AI side of things, so they can actually have more checks now. Double reload time for characters without military training, which is good, makes sense. Made fish guns unusable by humans, which I do not like. I'm sad by that because I liked them warring around with their big blue guns, but it would ruin their gun economy. It's true. Soldiers will attack cult shrines if policy is set to persecute cults, so they'll go off and do that on their own. Non-human characters, animal monsters, vehicles. Overhaul of bandits in progress, and yes, bandits technically fall into monsters category. Improved feedback for various decisions made by bandits. Bandits will form gangs, so they're more like a pack animal now. And they actually get their own names as well. So the Red Hat gang will come after you. Dun, 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 dun. Because they're more like gangs, they actually kind of work on more like a Borg unit, in that if over 50% of them is fleeing, the rest of them will flee as well. So combat's improved, won't ignore gunfire to steal stuff. So if they're getting shot at, they'll stop stealing stuff and they'll try and shoot back or run away. Balance made fish people less excited about attacking Gabions. They'll probably attack people instead. Good job. And might polish minor issues with fox pack hunting behaviour. Buildings and building creation. Colonists using a stockpile will now always prefer the closest stockpile square. Good. Fixed carriages with drop tools in any old stockpile. Game will crash sometimes when cancelling an assignment. Increase the interrupt value of repair module, so it's more likely to happen effectively. And gather building materials for repairing module. Doubled output of farms and halved hunger starvation time. Okay, I misread that the first time. So you get twice as much food, but people get hungry twice as fast. Just because it means you need a massive stockpile next to every farm. We'll see how that works. Added a correct description to Chica, an alcoholic beverage brewed from maize. Chalkboard's now a 1x3 footprint. Macroscope is no longer backwards. Modules not individually selected after the save load. Modules sometimes not getting visual fixes, not getting correct tooltips. Modules not having correct boundary box. Misspelling of fibrous. Combined the refinery asked what metals into the metalworks building. I love that. So to find that you do some metalwork stuff, then you won't do anything for a while. You do some arsehole stuff, won't do anything for a while. Do some refinery, won't do anything for a while. Now they're all kind of linked. It means you can kind of one work crew does a bit of this, does a bit of that, does some of that, does a bit of this, does some of that, does. They're kind of linked. So they're kind of like a stage after stage after stage. You might just have them in the same building in this type of game, and just have like the same people working on it really. Added upgrade musket to carbine job. Basic single shot weapons, musket pistols can now be upgraded to multi-shot weapons. Lovely. Multiplayer will just ignore events, meta game, and the overworld. Criminal favour gives random 1 to 3 criminals rather than always 3. So when you click on your favour, back from your overlords back in Britain, they will send 1 to 3 rather than 3. Red Coast favour gives 1 fewer soldiers. Added a number of new events based on population and traits, as well as a bit of fun bonus one for mining. Someone's either going to die, or do you think it's going to be that they actually dig too far and unearth something strange? Probably the latter. But there's lots of new events. They're going in for the events now. They're putting more and more events in every single patch. So it's pretty good. That's kind of like the fluff, which just helps make a game more exciting, more interesting. Allowing too many cult shrines to be built may trigger investigation from Britain again. So really, you do want to keep them under control. Don't have too many. We don't have too few either. Added how to use a workshop contextual tutorial. Research family tree now. Event now has consequences. Who knows what? Lord Palmerstoke's science creative event has been completely revamped and is ridiculous. Let's hope we get that in our Let's Play then. Ominous Dreams event now actually fires it and adds madness to his victim. Brilliant. Fixed events without consequences, i.e. many new memories made in response to player decisions. Balance made supply drop really rare and take a long time. Okay, they were really powerful, it would make sense. UI UX. Now I ignored this one, I was going to speak through it before, apparently quite a lot of changes, so we'll actually read through them. Added icon for bottle of rum, very important. Added descriptive text on madness level to character info panel. That's pretty cool. So you can see just how mad someone is actually getting. Are they going to tip over the edge soon or not? Give them some laudanum if so. Shortened tutorial tooltips. Added game website to title menus because. Added sound effects to a lot of UI elements. Brilliant. It's tiny little things like that that just make a game. Added line placer for clicking and dragging out gabions and other rows of elements. Good job. Added feedback for building demolition orders. Clicking the button now closes the UI. Reopening it shows an alert that is slated for removal. Lovely. It's all quality of life stuff here. Added new assignment beacon system for resource collection jobs. So it's almost like you put a beacon down and say collect like trees in this area, and it'll just go around and collect trees as opposed to selecting everything. That was me left clicking and dragging out for a big square, which obviously it didn't look like that, did it? It was just basically a diagram. Added added assignment zones drawn around new assignment beacons, areas where the control icon on his mouse over. So you click it, it does a little area around. Beautiful, beautiful. Added contact note on launcher. Revised some icons to show ceramic kilns versus smelter modules. Finished the graveyard icon finally. Good, good, good. Have fun and let us, but not the ministry. No, 3-hour portal form, I think it's wrong. And it's a new hotfix basically the day after, I think it was, or even the morning after. It's amazingly quick. Fixed error in jobs assignments which could break job systems, and game crash when saving a job system thus broken. And they had to be fixed. They were like proper hot fixes, and that came out so quick. These guys are amazing. Love them. Just in case you weren't aware, I love them. So yeah, that's the end of the patch. It doesn't seem like a lot, but actually I think it's going to be a good patch to go. This one and the previous one, they've sort of made changes to the cultist in the last one, and I've fine-tuned it. I think it's a good time to get back in. So I'll definitely be making a video. I'm going to try my best for tomorrow. Sunday, sorry. We'll see what happens. I'll try my best, but if not, it will definitely be during the week. And yeah, I'll try and get one every Sunday after that. So I hope you enjoyed this. It looks like a very good patch, definitely coming along nicely, and they are doing an amazing job. So well done to Gaslamp Games. But yeah, end of the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.